Hey everybody, it's Jim here, and today's video is supposed to be a Telecaster comparison, but that's going to have to wait until tomorrow because Fender Japan just announced their new 2023 range of guitars, and I am so excited to show you some of them. I love Fender Japan. They never, ever let me down. We're going to be checking out some of the specs, some of the colors, and the pricing, so you'll know how much these actually sell for new in Japan should you decide to go down this route. No more time wasting. Let's see them. Now, this is the post that got me to deep dive on Fender's website. This is from Ishibashi Music, showing a lot of the new traditional range of guitars, including that ice blue Jaguar with the block inlays and the matching headstock. That thing looks sweet. Second page. These are the nitro finished heritage models. These are as good as you're going to get from Fender Japan. So let's go to Fender Japan's website and check out some of the more in-depth specs. Starting off with the traditional 60s Stratocaster, both of these come in aged finishes, an aged Dakota Red and an aged Sherwood Green Metallic. That is absolutely gorgeous. Rosewood fingerboard, 9.5-inch radius. You get a bone nut. You get vintage style frets. You get vintage inspired single coil pickup, 6-point tremolo system, basswood body. Yeah, this is one of their kind of standard models. This guitar, 132,000 yen. In US dollars, it's barely over $1,000, and I really mean barely. I think it's $1,011 before shipping. That is an outrageously good bargain. U-shaped neck, not sure if I mentioned that before. It's really, I've played many of these guitars. I'm a big fan of them and the Telecasters as well. The only downside is it does come with the Fender Japan gig bag, which is not as hefty as some of the other gig bags. And a slight variation of this guitar is in Olympic white with the blue competition stripe. And I gotta say, I'm not in love with this stripe. I don't know. It just seems like it's in a weird spot because it is in a weird spot compared to where most of the competitions go. But matching headstock on top of that, and at least they're trying something different. I got to give them credit for that. All the other frets are exactly, the same. And this brings us to the cream of the crop as far as the model ranges go from Fender Japan, the Heritage Edition. This is the Heritage 60 Stratocaster. Comes in candy apple red and sonic blue, both timeless finishes with a mint pickguard on them. Mark Kendrick is the one who kind of oversaw this from the Fender Custom Shop. This has all vintage everything, very similar spec to an American Vintage 2 with the vintage radius, vintage frets, nitro finish on the neck, nitro finish over a poly base coat on the body, which is a little bit different than the Takashi Kato Stratocaster that I have that has a just straight up thin skin finish on it. But these are just really top tier instruments for playability, for build quality. They really knock it out of the ballpark with these. These are the ones that they really hang their hats on, and I'm really happy to see it available in colors other than 3-tone sunburst or Olympic white. Now we're going to go over the Telecasters next because I have so much in common with the Stratocasters. The traditional 60s, also two choices, aged Dakota Red and aged Sherwood Green Metallic. And the same exact kind of specifications as well. Vintage style frets, 9.5-inch radius, U-shaped neck, all that kind of fun stuff. But these guitars are exactly what I wanted to see from Fender Japan because Fender USA have not made a model like this since I believe 2011. It's a nitro finished double bound Telecaster custom. Why can't we have these things in America? Candy apple red, sonic blue, 7.25-inch radius. You know what, we just went over it with the Stratocaster, but man, I love double bound tellies, and it makes me so happy to know that Fender Japan is listening to their customers and giving them exactly what they want. All right, moving on to the offsets. We're going to do the Mustang first because there's only one Fender Mustang in the 2023 collection. This one is an Olympic white with a red competition stripe that is also in the same, strange to me, place. You do get a matching headstock with it and the white peghead tuners. It's kind of cool, I guess. Not totally my thing, but again, at least they're trying something different. Now we're on to the Jazzmasters. Same exact thing we just looked at with the Mustang, except the competition stripe on these are blue, not red. But if you're a fan of the American Vintage 2 Jazzmaster and you scoff at the price tag, this is going to make you a very happy camper if you're into 3-tone sunburst or ice blue metallic. Very striking guitars. You got block inlays on a bound rosewood fingerboard with a matching headstock. You do have the vintage bridge on this guitar, but you have a 9.5-inch radius and the U-shaped neck, which is kind of staples for the traditional series of instruments. 148,500 yen, roughly $1,130. Let that sink in for a second. And a third version of the Jazzmaster, the Heritage 60s, again, all nitro, all vintage spec, 192,500 yen. That is under 1,500 US dollars. And you are not gambling on quality control with Fender Japan. You are going to get an extremely good instrument right out of the box. And I mean, I know I sound like a broken record here, but this means a lot to me, knowing that there are still places that have pride in their work, that charge fair and affordable prices, but don't really compromise. This guitar is everything that I would want to see, and at a great price on top of that. And unlike Fender USA, Fender Japan has not shunned the Jaguar. We also have this in the ice blue metallic and the 3-tone sunburst. This is going to be a really popular guitar here in the States. But just remember, 148,500 yen. It's barely over $1,100. So if you see these pop up for sale for $2,400, $2,500, which is really close to what I assume these are going to get listed at some of the popular shops, no, don't pay that. You can get these directly from Japan and save so much money and still get a really quality instrument that is extremely competitively priced in this wild, wild market. Now, just as a reminder, I don't have any association with Fender Japan. I don't have any affiliate links to sell you any of this stuff. I just wanted to share these with you. And think about it, man. Under $1,500. Nitro finish with all of the correct vintage specs, and it's double bound on top of it. You could learn a lot, FMIC, from Fender Japan. You really could. That's all I have for you guys today. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about Telecasters. Thank you. If you found this helpful, useful, anyway, let me know. Let me know which of these guitars, if any, really catches your eye. I'm not always the biggest fan of Candy Apple Red, but for some reason, that one's the one that's sticking out to me on the double bound Telecaster. But let me know what you think down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy.